Just in, Tottenham accelerate Eze transfer. Fabrizio Romano reveals it's no longer if, but when Eberechi Eze joins Spurs. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Fabrizio Romano has once again delivered a huge transfer update, confirming that Tottenham are now only final details away from completing the signing of Crystal Palace star Eberechi Eze. The respected insider revealed that Eze has made his position crystal clear. He wants to make the switch to North London this summer and has already informed Crystal Palace, as well as his close friends within the squad, that his future lies with Spurs. Romano has also confirmed that Tottenham and Eze have had a full agreement on personal terms in place since last week. The player is fully convinced by the project presented by Daniel Levy and new head coach Thomas Frank, and he sees Tottenham as the perfect stage to take his career to the next level. With Spurs competing on four fronts this season, Eze believes this is the ideal opportunity to showcase his talent at the very highest level. One of the clearest indicators of his imminent departure is his absence from Crystal Palace's squad for their Premier League opener against Chelsea. Reports from within Selhurst Park suggest that Eze will not feature at all, with the consensus around the club being that his move to Tottenham is no longer a matter of if, but when. Negotiations between Tottenham and Crystal Palace remain active and intense, with both clubs keen to reach a resolution quickly. Yesterday, Miguel Delaney of The Independent reported that talks had become difficult, though sources close to the negotiations stress that the sticking point lies largely in the payment structure rather than the overall fee. Palace, naturally, are pushing for the most advantageous deal possible, while Tottenham are working to spread the cost in a way that fits within their financial strategy. Despite these final details, the feeling within the industry is that a deal is now edging towards completion. Tottenham are pressing hard to get Eze through the door this weekend, with the clear intention of shifting focus immediately afterwards to their pursuit of Savinho from Manchester City. The Brazilian winger's representatives are set to arrive in London over the weekend for face-to-face talks, meaning Spurs want the Eze transfer wrapped up swiftly to avoid any distractions. The message from Fabrizio Romano is one of growing confidence. Eze is pushing to join Tottenham, the clubs are ironing out final details, and the deal is moving closer with each passing hour. Palace insiders already acknowledge that his time at Selhurst Park is coming to an end. So much so, in fact, that by the time you're watching this video, Fabrizio Romano's famous "Here we go" may already have been announced. Tottenham are on the brink of securing one of the most exciting creative midfielders in the Premier League. Eberechi Eze is about to become a Spurs player. Fabrizio Romano has delivered a fresh update on Savinho after Pep Guardiola's recent comments, as Tottenham continue their pursuit of the 21-year-old. Spurs have already completed 5 signings in this transfer window, yet they remain short in some areas of their squad, and the imbalance has been obvious in pre-season. Ahead of Manchester City's clash with Wolves, Pep Guardiola was asked about Savinho's absence and his links to Tottenham. The City boss explained that the Brazilian winger was unavailable due to injury, but did not close the door entirely on the transfer speculation. Fabrizio Romano has now provided an update of his own, making it clear that despite Guardiola's comments, Tottenham remain locked in talks with City for Savinho and continue to view him as their top target in this window. The journalist also highlighted a recent Instagram story posted by Savinho, showing the winger working out in the gym just hours after Guardiola had insisted he was sidelined. Although Guardiola publicly stated that City would love to keep Savinho for many years to come, he also admitted that any club wishing to sign him must be prepared to meet City's valuation. Reports have suggested that Tottenham submitted a £50 million bid for Savinho, but this was turned down by City, who feel the offer falls short of their asking price. Talks remain ongoing, and with Savinho himself open to the move, this is beginning to feel like a deal that is Tottenham's to lose. The outcome is likely to hinge on whether Spurs are prepared to increase their bid to match City's demands. According to the Daily Mail, Aston Villa attacker Morgan Rogers has now been identified as a serious option for Spurs. While Tottenham's main priority in the attacking department remains Savinho, there is growing confidence that Rogers has emerged as a potential alternative if that particular deal stalls. Thomas Frank is intent on reshaping his squad in the attacking third, especially after the departure of Heung-min Son and the injury setback to James Maddison. The Spurs boss knows that creativity, goals and versatility are key if his team are to compete seriously across 4 competitions this season, and Rodgers ticks all the boxes. The 23-year-old enjoyed a remarkable campaign for Aston Villa last term, registering 14 goals and 16 assists across 54 appearances in all competitions. That contribution came on the back of another excellent season, where he produced 10 goals and 10 assists in 49 matches. His numbers underline the kind of player Tottenham are desperate for, one who can provide end product consistently, while also carrying the ball with pace and vision. Rodgers can operate both out wide and centrally, making him a tactical weapon perfectly suited to Frank's fluid system. Financially, this could be the perfect storm for Spurs to strike. Aston Villa were fined £9.5 million last month for breaching UEFA's financial rules, and there are genuine concerns about their ability to remain compliant with the Premier League's profit and sustainability regulations. While Villa have publicly insisted that Rodgers is not for sale, and are preparing to offer him a fresh contract that reflects his growing importance at Villa Park, the reality is far more complicated. Clubs under financial strain are often forced into difficult decisions, and Tottenham know that well. Behind the scenes, there is growing belief at Hotspur Way that Villa's financial pressures could play directly into Spurs' hands. Rodgers signed a long-term 6-year deal only last November, which technically ties him to Villa for another 5 years. Yet the very length of that contract could ensure Villa would be tempted by a significant bid, particularly if Spurs act decisively and test their resolve, while discussions over his renewal remain at only a preliminary stage. For Tottenham, this pursuit is not just opportunistic, it's strategic. Frank has already missed out on Morgan Gibbs-White, and there is determination within the club not to let another highly rated English attacking talent slip through their fingers. The attraction of Champions League football at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium only strengthens Spurs' position. Rodgers could be tempted by the prospect of a step up, playing on Europe's biggest stage, and establishing himself as a key figure in a squad being rebuilt to challenge for silverware. The Savinho deal remains Spurs' primary target, but should that negotiation hit a wall, especially with Manchester City's strong interest in the Brazilian, Tottenham are ready to pivot quickly. Rodgers is viewed as a plan B, but far from a downgrade. In fact, given his age, Premier League experience and potential to develop further under Thomas Frank, insiders suggest he could even be the smarter long-term signing. In football, timing is everything, with Villa facing difficult financial realities and Tottenham pressing urgently to reinforce their squad. Morgan Rodgers' transfer to North London may soon move from speculation to inevitability. That wraps up today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with all things Tottenham, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for our latest content. Be sure to give this video a like and share it with fellow Spurs supporters. Let's grow the Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for tuning in, and as ever, come on you Spurs!